Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say hello and give you all an update on what I'm doing. My name is Kirsten Lovett. I have a page called Now Moment Journey, and I also have a Patreon page with Marissa Lovett from Celestial Tree called Shamanic Earth Medicine, and that's at patreon.com// Shamanic Earth Medicine. And I wanted to give you guys an update on what I'm doing right now, just to let you know about an upcoming webinar where I'm going to be focusing on tobacco. I've done webinars in the past. One of them was about my own personal experience with sacred tobacco, but I decided this time to look at and maybe talk about a little bit in my webinar, which, by the way, will be in September. Um, and I'll share details about that over the next 3 or 4 weeks, or I should say 2 or 3 weeks. But anyway, my research right now, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it. Um, about is about the Mayans, and also seeing if I can come up with any Central American or South American research, which is slightly different, of course. But I'm finding that a lot of the things I have to look for to find out the true essence of spiritual healing of tobacco and or healing properties or ceremonies that they did, and I'm sure they still continue to do, we in fact know that, is somewhat more difficult to find. You have to kind of look, you have to look at art, you have to look at uh, through books that are in Mayan, maybe classified as Mayan anthropology or Mayan archaeology, which of course is, kind of standard for any um, historical kind of research. But it's funny how, well, it's not funny, but it's interesting how, like Marissa Lovett told me one time, she said the story of tobacco is the story of colonialism. And I think that that's a really wonderful, um, albeit sad, um, premise to start off with when we talk about the pure sacred tobacco essence of 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 its healing capabilities. Um, if we look beyond the commercial tobacco industry over the last 500 years, whether it's cigar or cigarette, and we see the actual healing properties of sacred tobacco and or the what they call magico-religious usage or the ritual use of sacred tobacco, you can see on these I think they're called stela, on these Mayan engravings of I think they call him God K and God L, from what I've read so far, actually puffing a cigar. And this is from like probably at least 800 AD, possibly. I'm taking a guess here. So we can see by some of the research I've done already that if they took the trouble, the Mayans, some of these Mayan tribes took the trouble to engrave these gods with sacred tobacco into their cosmology, into their historical record, obviously it was something more than what we as 21st century culture, we certainly don't relate to tobacco like that. So I'm trying to kind of uncover some of those hidden, um, and not so much just to uncover something hidden, but I'm trying to uncover the true essence of sacred tobacco as I have experienced it in my own personal experiences, in hopes that maybe Mayan traditions, and possibly if I find any Central American, which I know there's a lot of Santorismo traditions that use tobacco all the time, in Cuba and Puerto Rico, and which that could be a whole nother webinar. Um, so I know I've kind of brought up a couple different things, but I think overall you can see that I'm trying to get to the spiritual healing essence of tobacco in historical reference, but also what can we learn from that today. And so I hope you will be interested in joining me. I don't have the exact date yet, but stay tuned. It will be in September, most likely the third week of September. I usually do a webinar from like 11:30 to 12, but I will be sending out information about that. Also, I wanted to give a special thanks to our Patreon viewers. We have our Patreon community, and we have some wonderful viewers and contributors there who are supporting myself and Marissa Lovett's work in the shamanic earth medicine realm, whether it's topics of sacred tobacco or shamanic dream work, sacred sites, sacred plant medicine, star wisdom. These are just some of the topics that we go over. And Marissa, I wanted to make sure everyone knew that Marissa Lovett's at Celestial Tree on Facebook, and you can see her post for her upcoming webinar, which is August 21st at 11:30, and you can sign up on her page there. We also have a Facebook group called Shamanic Earth Medicine, but we also encourage you to come over to patreon.com /shamanic earth medicine. And thanks for all your support, and we hope to, I'll keep you up to date about the this upcoming webinar in September. Thank you.